So, I just recently got into comic books. I've always been a pretty big superhero fan. Spider-Man being my favorite hero, and I've watched a lot of superhero movies, superhero animated shows, but I never read comic books. And it wasn't like an aversion type of thing. I just didn't have the money to spend on everything I was interested in, and I kind of still don't. But you know, I'm starting out slow, and you're not here. Started out slow, and you're not here to hear me talk about my. You're not here to hear. Regardless, I work in a comic book shop now, and as you would expect, I talk to a lot of comic book nerds, and for the most part, they're all really cool people. Like, I haven't met one yet where, like, in person, I want to shove their face into a pot of boiling water. But online comic book nerds. So, I spoil this with no shame, but in Batman issue number 50, the wedding saga between him and Catwoman, Catwoman stands him up in the end, and she leaves. And she leaves him, she stands him up, completely, 100% done, right? The writer, Todd King, received so many death threats that he had to hire DC had to hire this poor man a bodyguard because so many people were mad that he didn't let their OTP get together. These same people are the ones who call SJW snowflakes. Now I want to lay down something right now. SJW, anti-SJW, as long as you're not a fucking dumbass, I don't care what you label yourself. Right, left, center, back, forward, upside down, what the fuck ever you think you are, that's fine. But if you're a dumbass, and especially if you're a dumbass who hurts people or is a hypocrite, then I've got a fucking problem with you. Anyway, back to the initial rant. These same people, these fucking crybabies, are the ones who get completely 100% without any sense of self-awareness upset and start calling people special snowflakes and, oh my god, you guys just want to be pandered to. But the second their OTP doesn't get shipped, or fucking God forbid they change the skin color of a superhero or its gender, holy shit, now we're off the fucking rails. Now we've got a fucking problem. These are the same people who say that whitewashing is not a problem. It's not, by the way. Whitewashing isn't that big of a fucking deal, but neither is, if you want to call it blackwashing, I guess, it's not a fucking problem either, okay? Neither of these things actually matter in the grand scheme of things. I just give a shit whether or not the story's good. You know how whenever, you know, you're talking to certain people on the internet, because, you know, there's nothing better than talking to strangers on the internet, and they're like, oh, you gotta watch this show because it's got a gay couple in it. I don't really fucking care. Alright? I don't really fucking care what the sexuality of the couple is. I don't fucking care what the gender or race or sexuality of any of the characters are, or the actors, or anything like that. I don't care about any of that shit. I just want to know if the story's good. I just want a good fucking story. How hard is it to recommend something off of the story? Move, birds. Off of the story and not the characters within it. You know what I mean? Like, look, and not the characters within it. Like, just because you throw fucking, who was that? Just because you throw, oh fuck, who was that? Was it Demi Lovato? I think it was Demi Lovato. Just, if you threw Demi Lovato into a movie, it doesn't mean my bisexual ass is gonna see it any further. By the way, this is not in a reference to her recent drug thing. I don't actually have an opinion on that. The thing about it is that character sexual identities and gender and races matter so little to 99% of stories. 99.9% of stories that they are negligible in mentioning it. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a story about the discrimination they went through, or if they had to overcome like a prejudice within themselves against another character, then it kind of matters, right? But if instead what we're left with is, oh my God, the Human Torch is black, it sounds just as fucking stupid as, oh my God, Scarlett Johansson isn't Chinese or Japanese or whatever the fuck y'all were bitching about. For the look, it's an anime movie. We all knew it was gonna suck because they all do. Anyway, and so my problem is that the hypocrisy within the comic book, within the whole nerd community. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like these people either, right? I don't like the people who complain about something even though they never have any intentions to ever consume it. You know what I mean? I don't like the people who bitch about whether or not a character is a different race. I don't like the people who sit there and complain about the smallest insignificant shit. But just because the insignificant shit that you're complaining about is something you care about, it does not make it any difference. You're still overreacting. You're still a fucking retard, okay? You're still an asshole, right? Bitching and moaning and sending a poor guy. People who sent this poor dude a death threat over the ending of this book are the same people in the Crooniverse, or what the fuck ever the Steven Universe fandom is called, who like harassed that poor girl for using Steven Universe characters for like a Down with Hate movement. Was it a girl? I think it was a girl. The Down with Hate movement thing. I think it was a boy. The person who did the Down with Hate with the Steven Universe characters, right? Okay, that person getting sent death threats, you fucking dickwads, you fat, neck-bearded, basement-dwelling sons of bitches who were so mad because Batman and Catwoman didn't get married, you sent this dude death threats to the fucking extent he hired a bodyguard. You all need a stack of Batman comics wrapped into a tube and shoved into your eye socket. Regardless of your personal preference of how you think a story should go, it is in the hands of the writer. And you may, while you do not have to like it, have to somewhat respect their decision, right? Okay, so you could criticize. Maybe you didn't like that ending. Maybe you thought it was dumb. I didn't read the book, so I don't really fucking care, because honestly, Batman's kind of boring to me. But it is okay to criticize, say that you don't think the story was well written, or whatnot. It is not okay to threaten people with death. This is a simple concept for first graders. I hope you all follow me here. One more time. Death threats 9. Criticism, yes. Harassment, no bueno. Criticism, C. I can't speak different languages, but I don't think anybody's actually watched this far.